Welcome to the Daily Dish with New York Times bestselling author Leanne Ely. Putting vibrancy back into your everyday life and feeding your heart, mind, body, and soul. Join us every day at 1 p.m. Eastern for Motivational Monday, Tuesday's Tip, Wise Woman's Wednesday, Thirsty Thursday, Food Fight Friday, and of course Q&A, where no question is off limits, and Soulful Saturday. Here is your host, Leanne Ely, and the Daily Dish.
It's FriYAY! Q&A, aren't you excited? I am. Well, everyone, this is recorded. Let me fix this so you're not sitting there staring at my chest. Sorry. It is recorded, however, and I just wanted to let you know we only have 2 questions this week. So next week, can we just pinkies up on this one? Get your questions in, would you? Send them into support@savingdinner.com. in the subject line, question for Leanne on Friday, and I will answer them. So we only have 2 questions this time. I think it's my fault. I think I forgot to tell you to send in your questions, but you know what? We're going to do the best that we can with what we've got. They're good questions, though, and I'm sure you will like them. I would also ask you that, anytime you have anything that you have a question about, whether it's a product or it's a nutrition question or anything, support@savingdinner.com. That's for you. That is your hotline to get right to me, to get to customer service, to get anything answered that you need to. And I'm just going to ask you not to do it here, right here in the chat, because this isn't where customer service is located. Giving you the right landing place. We always need to know where to go, right? And I'm telling you where to go. Anyway, in a nice way, I promise you. On Monday, we have the hydration webinar coming up again. Did you know that? So Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, you can sign up at savingdinner.com / what is it, water or H2O or what is it, hydration? I'm pretty sure it's hydration. Jenny will put the link in here, though, I promise you. She's on the other side going, what are you doing? Yeah, hydrate. It's hydrate. Goodness. savingdinner.com / hydrate. Okay. Thank you, Jenny, for saving my bacon once again. So that's happening. And we start the sprint on Monday as well, or we do the Vibrant Body Detox, or you're doing a combo of both. It doesn't matter. The point is that you're staying on track. That's why we do it the way we do. And it works, it just gives you a different area of focus. That's how come this is all like that. We also have Full Bloom coming up. You know about that, right? That's savingdinner.com / bloom. Big event happening right here in Brevard. It's on September 10th, 11th, and 12th. Well, the 11th is really when it is. The VIP meet and greet is going to be at my house. There's going to be a boat involved. There's going to be charcuterie and wine. There's going to be hugs all around. Don't you want to come to that? And then on Saturday, we're going to be moving to a great big community center, and we're going to do the whole 9 yards. We're going to have our big workshop, conference, etc. together. We're going to have a steak dinner that night, prepared right there. It's going to be amazing. Really amazing. Are you excited? I hope so. The pop-up boutique is open if you're wanting more gear. As a matter of fact, this little Full Bloom cup held my tea this afternoon. Fabulous tea, by the way. That's also back in the shop. If you're looking for a little caffeinated Wise Women's tea, it's back in the shop. But the Full Bloom mug, and there's a whole bunch of other things. There's a hoodie. There's a wonderful little bag. There's a lot of things, including, look at this, for your dog. I'm just crazy about this. This is going to be on my little Lincoln. Isn't it so cute? Official mascot. And Shadow's going to be having his little official mascot scarf on. They're going to look cute. That's going to be so cute. Anyway, I hope you check it out. savingdinner.com / pop. And the other thing that I want to mention too is that this is going to go fast. This is our big complex, which is our supplement of the week. We always highlight a supplement that we buy in a larger bulk, which we did this week with our B complex. Now, this is not your ordinary B complex, right? This is methylated B complex, which is really important because 60% of the population does not methylate. And that can be very dangerous when we're talking about folic acid. I shared the story with you when my daughter got into a car accident and they saw little dots, little tiny dots all down her spinal cord. And the doctor said she was this close to having spina bifida. I took my prenatal vitamins just like everybody else, but folic acid is one of those things that has to methylate or you don't get the benefit of it. Who knew? So there you go. From I didn't know then, I do know now. Only take methylated B vitamins. Amen. The other thing I'm going to tell you about too is there's a niacin, which is one of the B vitamins in there. And almost more than half the population has a reaction to niacin. It's called a niacin flush. And you could feel like you're having a hot flash. You could feel like you're having an allergic reaction. You could actually get bumps and hives and get flush, red. That's what niacin does sometimes. For some of us, it's because it's a vasodilator. It makes your capillaries and everything open up, and that just is like a weird rushing of blood. It's not dangerous at all. It's just how you roll. I get it too. And I'm going to say, I don't like it, but it's, it's here a minute and then it's gone the next. So it's not a big deal. So I've had people, writing in frantically, what's going on? And I was just like, well, welcome to my genetic pool. That's what's going on. If you buy 3, you're going to get the 4th one absolutely free. And remember, all you have to do is put the 3 in the cart. We'll do the 4th one for you. Okay? Absolutely free. It's a screaming deal. And I'm just going to say this big in big capital letters. This is how you should be buying your supplements, y'all. This is a great way to stock up and to save. And by the way, when you're there, you're also going to notice we have a subscribe and save for all of our supplements. We've got a lot of people who are starting to take advantage of that. And then you just know, it just comes, and if you're like me and you take your supplements every day, getting low is not good. You don't want to be in that place of like, oh, where did it go? So savingdinner.com/show. That's where we highlight and showcase every supplement of the week. Today is Friday. Saturday, you'll see it. Sunday, you'll see it. Monday, you won't. So take advantage of our supplement of the week. savingdinner.com/show. Lastly, look at this. Yes, that's our new Mindful Mug. I have Grit, Not Quit. And of course, we've got all the other goodies on the back, Mindful Mug and Pinky's Up Cup. Our Mindful Mug is critical. I think it's critical gear. This is a success tool that will help you get mindful about your meal. When you fill this cup up, specifically this cup, and you're looking at it and you're seeing the little thing here and it's got your bone broth in it, especially next week as you're sprinting and you're sitting there with your Mindful Mug full of our hot milk soup, maybe you're going to say, you know what? I'm going to slow down a little bit when I eat. I'm going to think about what I'm eating. I'm going to chew thoroughly when I eat instead of just bolting it all down. That's me. All of these things, our Mindful Mug, our Take Back Your Life journal, our quote decks, you can find them all at savingdinner.com/success. We call them success tools, and they all work together with all of our programs. They are quite spectacular. And speaking of quote decks, we have new quote decks coming. Oh boy, can I just tell you, I can't wait. So these are getting toward the tail end. If you want a quote deck, get it now. Find it again at savingdinner.com/tools. They're all there. All of them are there. Our quote of the week is from James Clear. Every day is a new day to say yes to the things that matter, no to what doesn't, and focus, by the way, is a practice. Have you noticed that? Have you noticed that when you really put your mind to focusing, that you do? Focus isn't haphazard. Focus has to be, you have to bring it into the equation, don't you? I find that interesting because I find myself sometimes, with things everywhere, bopping all over the place. And when my desk gets really bad, like it is right now, I've got my whole book spread out on the dining room table upstairs. Because I can't do it down here. I got to do it up there. Focus, 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 focus. One thing at a time. It makes such a difference. So I think I did everything, didn't I? I told you about everything. That's it. That is pretty much it. Now, we have 2 questions, one from Carol and one from Tanya. And they're both active in our Hot Melt Sprint group, and they're both getting really good results. So heads up, you want to get good results with your sprint, you want to get the action going like these 2 have, go to Facebook and the Hot Melt Sprint. We'll put a link up for you. And the link itself is going to help you just ask for permission. You can't just join. You have to answer the questions and get into the Hot Melt Sprint group. This is a place for encouragement, for support, for help, and also to be and offer and be an encouragement, some support and some help. But the big thing is if as we do the sprint, and if you haven't downloaded your sprint guide yet, heaven's sakes, would you please do that? And can I ask you also, when you download your sprint guide, will you please print it out, use your pencil, read it? There's some recipes in there. There's all kinds of stuff in there. But she who takes the time to really put herself into this and really get to know it is she who makes more than just an effort, but gets excellent results. SavingDinner.com/sprint is where you're going to find last week's sprint webinar. It's also where you can find the guide. You can download everything. You can get it set up and get going. So you're ready to go on Monday. Okay? Pinkies up on that one. That's really important. If you've never sprinted, just read the comments here. Even though it's recorded, I know that there's going to be a bunch of comments saying, yes, this is a needle mover. Yes, this works. We've had so many people, with thousands of women with results. I want you to be one of them. All right, let's do those questions. Yes? Okay. The first one is from Carol, and she says, I have been putting a teaspoon of MCT oil in my coffee. Is it okay to do this every day? That is all I add to it, and I only drink 1 cup a day. Okay, so I'm going to unpack this a little bit. Mostly, it's fine. It's only 1 teaspoon of MCT oil. Will it raise your blood sugar? Will it raise insulin? Will it upset your fasting? The only way to know about that, because there's a lot of people who say, it just won't even measure, it won't. But just like sugar dysregulation, there's also a dysregulation that happens when any kind of calories are introduced to your body. Even though technically fat, especially MCT, shouldn't raise insulin levels, shouldn't raise blood sugar, technically. But that's not true for everyone. The way to know is to prick your finger and do a blood test. They give you the little things, it's miserable. Nobody likes to prick their finger, but yeah, prick your finger and find out, is it raising my blood sugar levels? Is it? Or the other thing is to ask yourself a question. If you're trying to lose weight, Carol, and you're like, you're doing everything right. I know how much you walk, I know about your exercise activity, and I know the supplements I know about you. So it could be an impediment for you to get where you want. So I would do this. If you're concerned about it does technically break your fast, but it shouldn't raise your blood sugar levels. I know that sounds just really bizarre, truly, but a fast is a fast is a fast. There's nothing involved in there. And MCT oil contains calories and fat. So there's something for your body to metabolize, It's a whole lot different. Whereas if you were doing hot melt mix, for example, that doesn't even have a calorie measurement to it because it's so little, and it's electrolytes that are in there. It's exogenous ketones. It has the smidgiest, smallest bit of MCT oil in there. That's just to ignite the electrolytes and those exogenous ketones. There's a big difference between the two. So if you don't mind that it's breaking your fast or whatever, if it isn't being an impediment, like I said, to your weight loss, and if it makes you feel good, gives you energy, etc., because MCT oil does do that, fine, then do it. Enjoy it. It's not a lot. 1 cup of coffee with 1 teaspoon of MCT oil, that's nothing. Yeah. Then she says, is it okay to put a teaspoon of ACV in a glass of water before a meal? Yes, ma'am. As a matter of fact, that's part of the sprint. We have you taking a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar, organic only, right? Because we don't want to be drinking all those pesticides, in a glass of water and drinking that before a meal. It helps with digestion. It's a prebiotic and it feeds your little intestinal flora, and it's all the good guys. It's just, this is like a super buffet for your intestinal tract, and we need that. We absolutely 100% need it. The other way that you can do this is, you can also, we also have organic ACV, by the way, for anybody who has it bothers my throat. This is why we have this, is because I was doing the ACV all the time. It's like, yeah, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. And then after a while, it started to really bother my throat. I don't know if that has anything to do with Hashimoto's or anything like that, because, thyroid and throat are not, thyroid's here, throat's back here. It doesn't seem like it would, but sometimes thyroid, people with thyroid issues can get sore throats. So I don't know if there's like a connection there or something. I'd have to research that. Thus far, I'm just saying it's interesting. So that's why we do the organic ACV. That was on special last week, by the way, too. So that was a good deal. So yes, please do that. It's also, like I said, a prebiotic, and it will help with just minor digestive things. We have digeszymes and also glucozyme in the shop, 2 digestive enzymes. The glucozyme is for people who also need to control their blood sugar, and the digeszyme is just a little bit more, shall we say, whomp them upside the head kind of a thing, with a much sharper digestive profile. I use both. I use the glucozyme, and I also use the digeszyme. I use digeszymes every time we have a steak, because it just otherwise sits in my stomach. On a regular basis, organic ACV, fabulous, right? Makes a big difference. And you can combine them too, like we talked about last week. We were talking about that with Tanya. So that's all you need to know, I think, about all of that, Carol. So good luck with your sprint next week. It's going to be great. All right, Tanya has a question. Speaking of Tanya, thanks for answering my question in the Vibrant Body webinar about taking both ACV and digeszymes. Regarding not drinking too much water with your meal, I generally eat and then have a bunch of water at the end of my meal. Am I messing with my digestion? If so, how long should I wait until my meal to resume drinking water? Also, when I have my water, can I take my supplements, but I take those with about 8 ounces of water. Is that okay? Okay. And then she says, thank you for all you ladies do. You and the Hot Melt Sprint group have changed my life, especially the mindset part. Isn't that nice? That's so sweet. Well, we appreciate you, Tanya. And also, I have to just say how impressed we all are. I mean, she's lost 100 pounds, y'all. And looks great. She's still staying on the Hot Melt 30, posting a picture every day, giving everybody an update. She's flip the switch, right? She's made a big shift in the way she does life. And my hat is off to you, Tanya. I'm really impressed with everything that you've done. You've shown us all what it's about. Because, and it's funny because I was cleaning up my desk just a little bit, not too much. And I found this from a couple of weeks ago, and it's this one. You don't have what you want because you're not committed to it. Well, Tanya has what she wants because she's committed to it. There's a difference. You can see it. So anyway, hats off to Tanya. Well done. So here's the thing about drinking water. Mayo Clinic's going to tell you, oh, it doesn't have anything to do with anything. But digestion is, digestive enzymes are digestive enzymes. It's especially important that as you're eating that you don't mess around with them too much. A little bit of drinking is fine, a little wine or a little water or whatever it is that you're drinking with your meal is fine, a little bit. Where you get into trouble is when you're, sloshing it all down and you are diluting those digestive enzymes. And again, our digestive enzymes, we have them in our mouth, we have them in our throats, we have it right above our stomach. And every time one of those little sphincters opens and closes, boom, more digestive enzymes come flying out. So, it concentrates of like amylase up here in your stomach, in your mouth, and that's for carbohydrates. That helps us with the carbohydrate digestion. And news alert for anybody who has a baby or a grandchild or whatever, do not feed your child rice cereal as their first food. You don't get amylase in your saliva until you're a year old, which means they're skipping a step in digestion because the amylase is just not present. Get it? So do something like a sweet potato or something, and one food at a time, and take it easy, and the rest of it, whatever your pediatrician says. But you can get into grains and things like that after they're a year old, because that's when the amylase is developed. So as far as that, then okay, back to this. So before a meal, it's a little bit sketchy. During a meal, a little bit sketchy. After a meal, give yourself 15 minutes or so. Let it get down there before you start, sloshing it down. And when you say a whole bunch of water, I don't know what that means. A whole bunch of water, what, 3 glasses or something? There's no reason for us to have to chug a lug on the water. If we're doing our water the way we teach in the hydrations webinar, which is coming up on Monday, by the way, Monday at 7 p.m., savingdinner.com/hydrate. It might be a good idea for you to show up for that one, Tanya, because we're going to unpack all of this, because there is a lot here, right? And I just want to make sure that you got your hydration dialed all the way in. There's a way to do it without having to feel like you're constantly chug-a-lugging. And, if you're doing that after dinner, it's not good. Are you messing with your digestion? Not so much, but it's got to make you feel uncomfortable. It shouldn't be a thing that needs to happen. So after dinner, most of your water drinking should have been happening during the day. And if you're doing it the way I teach you how to do it, which is, setting your phone up so that alarms go off every hour, all of that, it's going to make a big difference. It's going to make a big difference because you get all your water drinking at the front of the day instead of at the behind. What happens with us, if we're drinking a ton of water and stuff after dinner, we're going to end up getting up at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, constantly needing to pee. Who wants to do that? I want to stay in bed. She also says, when I have my smoothie, I take my supplements, but I take those with about 8 ounces of water. Is this okay? Sure. I mean, you can do it that way. I take it with my smoothie simply because it's easier. The smoothie's heavy and it moves your supplements down. So you're welcome to do it any way that you want to. We just need to be sensible about, our hydration. Do it hourly so that we're not ever going glug, 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 glug. It's just miserable and not fun. So that's what we have for you today. That's it. It's like it's short and sweet. All right. Again, I'm going to just remind you that our B complex that you'll find at savingdinner.com/show is on special this week. Buy 3, get 1 free. You're only going to find that until Monday, and then it's going to be gone. Don't miss out on this. It's a great way to stock up. Buy 3, get 1 free. savingdinner.com/show. And the other thing is the webinar is savingdinner.com/hydrate. That's happening on Monday at 7 p.m. And if by any chance you're saying, I'm thinking about the sprint and I'm not sure, I want to do it, blah, 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 do it. What do you have to lose? Maybe some inflammation, maybe some pain, maybe a couple of pounds, maybe a little belly fat here and there, maybe indigestion. Wouldn't that be nice? Maybe some medication. I've seen it all. I've seen testimonial after testimonial after testimonial, and how things started to shift after just 7 days. Can you imagine? I think it's great. I think you should look at it. savingdinner.com/sprint. Print out the guide. Study it. Watch the webinar. And you know what? I'll see you on Monday in the group, because it's on game time. It's time to get it on and get it done. What do you think? That's all I have for you. Thanks so much for joining me. Peace be with you. I will see you tomorrow for Soulful Saturday.
Thanks for watching. You can find us on YouTube on the Saving Dinner channel or on the Saving Dinner Facebook page. Check back daily for new episodes, Monday to Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. If you missed the live show, you can watch the replay. Until next time, pinkies up.